Yeah, so my name is Bhavin Shah. I am from New Jersey. I have been trying to find ways to automate my life. That way I can have more time to make influence. Because one of the biggest things I want is to have an influence on the world, whether it be through individual connections, through patients in general. And I wanted to wear the medicine lenses. So that's why I'm going through medicine. But one of the things that I've been finding is that in the current reality of the world, money helps make movements. So if I automate that part of my life early on, I could get debt free earlier. It was another physician who kind of went through some form, like went through similar things and wants to teach somebody. And it seemed like you were also a couple steps ahead enough to reach your hand back and say that you're also kind of growing and building out. So it was nice to see someone a couple of steps ahead to say, hey, we're going in the same direction. I just happen to be slightly ahead of you. So look back, throw a rope, and let's move together, kind of thing. That for me, I think is one of the uh, biggest pulling points, because a lot of the times a lot of these things are just surface level, like, oh, go to this website and like sign up and do this thing, versus here's some homework, spend time with yourself, and you actually focus more on the process rather than the end result. You're like,
Yeah,
sure. And,
yeah, I do.
and I think that that kind of support makes a big difference, because in the society we are in today, we are very goal driven rather than process driven. And we hear all the time from successful people, the process, the journey is what makes it, not the end result. So, yes, it is hardest to get that first dollar. It is hardest to get that first million. But after that, it's just the process. So if you don't have the process for the $1, you're not going to have it after. You don't have the process for the first client, it's not going to be there after. So I think that's why I'm harping on it so much, is because you fundamentally took what society teaches us and flipped it and was like, okay, let's start with the process, the hardest part first, and let's harden that up, right?
Yeah.
I want you to figure out what you want to do, and then I'm going to check whether you can do it. We're going to find people that think that are worth it, and then we're going to actually get you a client. And then we're going to refine, perfect, and then just grow from there. I think that's why I keep, again, if I had done it fully through, I think that would have been my full, like, yes, that is my full experience. Again, I would say that as long as you stick with and use every bit of it. How can I say this? Let's say you took a gym membership at LA Fitness, right? There's a swimming pool, there's a jacuzzi, there's the gym, there's the cardio equipment, and there's free classes, right? That come along with it. If you just go there and sit in the jacuzzi every day and go, man, God, nothing's changing, you're really not much is going to happen. But if you meet with the trainer, you get your regimen, you check in with them, you at home work on your own diet, and then you come in and you're like, you know what? I'm going to do these workouts. This is my schedule. I'm going to then, throw in some like swim time. I'm going to throw in some of this stuff and take 1 or 2 classes once a week just to challenge myself and utilize every bit of your membership, quote unquote.
Mhm.
I think it'd be worth it then. And I think that's exactly what I'm trying to get at when I explain Dr. Zoda. That just doing the course isn't going to get you the value. Just showing up and learning, like you've said this too in your pitches, just gaining the knowledge, everyone gains knowledge. It's not, and recently I've been hearing a lot of like mentors that I look up to online say it used to be knowledge equals power. You got to
Mhm.
modify that equation a little bit. Sure, reading is knowledge, knowledge equals power, but then application of knowledge is what matters. Know the knowledge, but then applying it makes that difference. And I think that's where I would recommend Dr. Zoda, and I wish I would have experienced that to speak more to it for you, because I think sitting with you one on one for an hour saying, hey, Dr. Zoda, I'm having a mental block and I can't get past it, would have given me a lot more ROI than
Yeah.
me sitting by myself going, I can't do this, and I'm just going to sit here trying to figure out this document out, and then 3 days later trying to do it again and not getting anywhere. So all in all, I would say if a student utilizes every aspect of it, the value is worth it, right? And your goal is to make sure we reach the end, and it doesn't matter how long it takes, right? As
Yeah.
long as you get that first client, you get the class going, you can refine the course, keep building out, but you are there to help us through. And I think that if somebody uses every aspect of this and believes in themselves, they need to have that positive mindset and belief system too, right? Because that's a part of the process. But I think that I would recommend it. I feel like a lot of doctors don't know, a lot of fire doctors or financial freedom doctors haven't found a way to help med students build something, because a lot of it is real estate and that takes capital. So unless you're coming from somewhere where you have sitting capital, you're on loans most of the time going to med school, and you can't really use loans to invest in real estate. So it came different to when you also advertise and reach out to med students, and then you not only said, sorry, wait till you get residency, even though that is the most important, you said, okay, I will try to help you the best I can, as much as you can, and I'm willing to work with you till the end, because I know you're also like, you saw something in me where you don't think that I'm just freeloading in a way, right? You see that I'm not trying to just get by. You see that I'm actually interested, and I care about value and education and others. And you reached out and said, okay, I could care less about anything else right now. What can you do? What is best for you? I'm here for you. And I think that's what separated. What's another point is it drove that you cared and you genuinely thought that there was some value here. So you're like, I just want to be there. And whenever he's ready, I'm always there for him. And I truly appreciate that. That I don't know, I'm not saying that other physicians aren't there for med students. It's just harder because of the spaces they're in. They don't know how to include us.